Coincidences happen all the time as random events in our lives come together, and they don't necessarily have any particular meaning or purpose. But sometimes a coincidence can have a whole lot of meaning, or at least raise questions and add an element of mystery or intrigue to what's unfolding in our lives. When that happens, those synchronicities bring together our internal processing, our internal worlds with what's happening externally. And when we're living it, all of our assumptions and questions about the kind of universe we live in shape how we interpret those coincidences and make meaning in our lives. That gap is where mystery lives. There's actually a whole website and organization called the Coincidences Project where people report their experiences of coincidences as something to look into for further meaning about what it means to be human. And Carl Jung is famous for his own work of studying synchronicities. And one of those famous stories is when he was caring for a woman who he needed to see some breakthrough in her life. And she was telling a story about having a dream where she had a piece of golden scarab jewelry. And at that exact moment, he hears something tapping at the window, goes and opens the window and grabs a beetle out of the air that happens to look exactly like the kind that she was describing. And he hands it to her and says, "Here's your scarab." And of course, what do you make of that? And that's the whole point, is that it's this synchronicity could have deep meaning, but it's also a very random coincidence. And so I'm sure we each have our own stories of something like this in our lives. So for this prompt, I actually want to invite you to imagine the world behind coincidences, however you make sense of that. And so imagine that you're pulling back the curtain and you're looking back behind there. What do you see? How do you imagine this fanciful world of how coincidences happen? Obviously, some might just be random, and others, maybe there's more meaning to it for you. However you want to approach that is fine. But pay attention to how you feel as you imagine this world and you pull back the curtain. Or maybe you have some coincidence in your life that has been very meaningful, or maybe just mysterious and confusing. That might be something that you sit with as well. Begin to explore what that experience has for you as you unpack it in a creative way. Either way, I look forward to seeing what you make out of this.